Hi, guys. My name is Anna. Thank you so much for finding time to be here today. If you're new here, feel welcome. Thank you so much for making time to be here. Feel at home. If you are my returning subscriber, thank you so much. And if you're in between, consider subscribing for more of this. So today I'm so happy to be here because today's topic is essentially an encouragement topic that I have gone through, and I just want to share it with you guys so that if you're in my situation or where I was a few years ago, you'll feel encouraged. So as many of you may already know that myself and my family live in Australia for a couple of years now. Not very many years, to be honest. It's probably 6-7 years, I think. And obviously, starting out was not easy. And obviously, leaving your life behind, leaving your siblings, leaving your parents, and leaving your friends, and starting a whole new life altogether, new job, new house, new cultures, new several culture shocks and stuff like that. It's never an easy task, to be honest. And so if you have, or somebody who's recently moved, reach out, pat them on the back, encourage them, because it's not easy. So today's topic is just essentially talking about the settling in process, or the stages of settling in that you may go through even as you try to find your niche. And my main encouragement today is, through the stages, there are times, obviously, as you start out, it's going to be harder, but obviously as time goes by, you can comfortably say that you're comfortable. And and a few years in, I feel like I've achieved what I intended to start off by achieving. And really, I am at a comfortable place with kids in school, a roof over my head, and just generally happy with the pace my work is going. And so, if you've just recently gotten news that you're moving to Australia, congratulations. Or you're moving to any other country, for whatever reason, I want to really congratulate you. And really, mainly because I am sure, if you are like me, the process is not easy. It's tedious, it's money consuming, it's time consuming, lots of anxiety. But now the visa is in, exciting times, the packing is happening. You are all on the highs, very excited, yet nervous. Why nervous? I think I remember during my time I was very nervous because, you almost feel like the weight and the shoulder of your family rests squarely on you. You've left a career that is going, and now you're moving to the area of the unknown. I remember I didn't even know how much, I couldn't even understand how much I will be getting, because my contract essentially just said I'll be getting this amount. So I couldn't figure out how much that was going to be every fortnight. So here I am, moving with my whole family of 2 kids and a husband. And I don't even know how much I'm going to be getting end of my fortnight. And so essentially you're moving into the place of the unknown. You really don't know how it's going to go at work. Obviously, I joke, for those of us who speak other languages, I joke you'll be speaking English the whole day, and you'll be, interacting with people that you haven't interacted with. So it can be a bit daunting, but yet nervous, but a nerve-wracking process. But really, it gets better. So essentially, if you look at the diagram that I have, essentially talks about the stages of the feelings that you get once you move into a foreign land. So essentially, if you can see the graph, like before you arrive, you're all happy, you're all excited, the future is beckoning, new life. So the excitement is there. You're just now going like, finally, the visa is in, you've waited, you've supplied so much documents, you've run around trying to put the funds in place for the travels and all that. And sometimes, people don't even understand why the fuss, but obviously you yourself know why you're doing it, and you yourself know the excitement that you're at. So there's that initial process before arriving, and just after you've arrived, oh my goodness, I remember, it's everything is, I had been here before because of my observership programs and all, so I had a bit of an idea of how the country was. But my children and my family, it was their first time in Australia. So you can imagine, you go to the malls, they are all nice. You go to, the roads are all beautiful. The houses are nice. The garage, you just switch over button, it opens. So you're so excited. Life is just so good. And at that initial point is just when you've arrived. And then the next second stage is where now, you towards about 3-6 months thereabouts, you start wondering, things start, you start going on the downward trend. Why? You're starting to feel quite lonely. I remember there are times when we would finish, we'll finish church, back at home. We were quite, well connected. I remember I used to spend a lot of time with my friends after church, especially on Sunday was a day of just hanging out with friends. My friends, yourself, my late friend Dorcas, we would spend time together. We would sit on the grass, would chat, would eat. So Sundays were really full, busy days for me. Would have worship at church, it was just a lovely day for us. And then obviously after moving here, it's a whole new church. After church, it's winter. You're going back home, just the four of you. It's a big house. It's cold. It was just a nightmare. It was so lonely. The days were very, very lonely, and the nights were even more longer and all. So you start sort of going on that downward trend where the happy moments are not really there. You're starting to adjust. That's the time for those of us who are moms. You are used to so much help at home. You had a house help, you had people helping you, but this is the time now you're starting to calm down because you're realizing a lot of things you have to do on your own, especially if you have younger kids. This is the time that you start questioning yourself and questioning why you made the move even in the first place, because obviously you don't have a lot of support. Daycare is expensive. Getting a nanny is expensive as well. So obviously it's that point in time where you're actually questioning yourself. And woe unto you, the trend keeps coming down, especially when you get an experience that's not as good. So let's say, for example, you go to work and your work doesn't go well, something is said, and I remember as a professional, there are days that, you have really a bad day and you sort of, you don't still have thick skin, you come home, you cry, oh my goodness, you cry, and then the emotions are there. You're questioning, do I really even want to stay? Should I just go back to my life? And especially if you're already so well established, you are so well established back in your country. These are the moments that will sort of make you ask yourself why you're doing this. And to be honest, it's not a good place to be. It's quite lonely. It's quite emotional. It's quite, if you have a young family and a young couple, this is the time things can actually really go wrong, because obviously the expectations from various people are different. And obviously, these are the times that you sort of need to sit down and see exactly what you want, take stock, and sort of, figure out how you're going to proceed. But that notwithstanding, as you look at my curve, you'll notice that after about, 21 to 24 months or thereabouts, things start to settle in. And you'll find that the people that go between those months where they start to be happier and actually now start settling in are the people who have worked really hard between 6 months and, let's say, 18 months, because that's the area of the unknown. Some people actually, give up around that time of the unknown. Some people, families break up during that time of the unknown. Some people, that's the time, they either reach out or not reach out. And especially that point in time is a difficult moment. And maybe just to say, in our case, I remember we were expecting our son. And obviously, what made it easier for us during that time is we got a relative back from home. My mom-in-law came, and during that time, at least we had an extra set of hands to help us settle in and, make you feel less lonely. And I remember at that point in time is when we changed jobs as well. and we moved to a smaller, a regional hospital, and it is there that we obviously made quite meaningful relationships, and that's where we sort of felt a sense of belonging, and made friends. And as you make friends, and as you interact, and as you fill up your weekends and your evenings, things actually start to look up, and you start feeling encouraged. So if you've just recently arrived, let's say you're at your 12 months time, you're at your 18 months period, or even at your 6 month stage, and you're feeling like things are not going as you expected, and trust me, your family back at home may not understand what you're going through. People just know you're in the milk of, in the land of milk and honey, everything is going okay. Some may even actually forget to check in and see how you're going. All, you expected obviously is to meet their needs and all that. But really, that's a time that can be very difficult for your friends and family that live overseas. And I mean, just guys, just reach out to them and say hi, how are you guys doing, and all that. But essentially what I'm trying to say, this is the time that you probably need to reach out. If you've watched my previous video of adjusting abroad, this is the time that you need to reach out into your community. These are the times that you need to start forming those important relationships. This is the time that your kids will sort of start getting into their church activities, into their school activities. And obviously, as your kids settle in better, then you will also settle in better as a parent. And obviously try and make friends during this time. Try and reach out. If you can bring a relative, by all means, bring them, so that you can adjust a little bit better, and ask for help. I mean, if both of you are working and the income is fine, I mean, they are nannies, and there are some babysitters in the community that come at a fee not as high as a formal nanny, but definitely there are people that babysit, so that you two, maybe as a couple, you two can spend some time together. Because like I said, these are the times that there can be a bit of hiccups in the family, in relationships. And to be honest, these are things that are happening. They're not under the carpet anymore. These are the times that you find families breaking up. So essentially, it's that time that you really need to be self-aware, and you really need to see what is working out for you as a family, and what you need to seek out to help support your family. So reach out to my previous video, look at it, and listen to it. And obviously, just feel encouraged. I mean, we've been there, we've gone through it, and things have gotten better. Just reach out and try settling, and know the time's gonna make a whole lot of difference. And as you settle into your job, into your community, into forming some relationships, things will get better. If you have any other, if you live abroad and you have any other tips that have helped you in the past in settling in, or if your experience has been different, I mean, you may not have gone through this curve that I've shared with you, your experience may have completely different. Please, put a comment in there and encourage somebody that it's doable. And a few years in, like now, you sort of sit back and say, nah, I'm actually comfortable. I actually enjoy living and working in Australia. So thank you so much for keeping it here. And don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to share. I'm really hoping that this can encourage somebody that may be going through a hard time. And I just hope that somebody that may be having second thoughts about staying on, or that's struggling, may actually know that this is a normal sort of adjusting process, and with right interventions, they are going to be on this side. They are going to enjoy living and working here. Thank you so much, and God bless you.